Morning, everyone. My name is Sir Jude, and for today, I will upload the video lectures that we tackled yesterday and this morning. So let's start first with electricity and magnetism by reviewing the lessons that you had in grade 8. No? So it's quite fascinating that even though we're in physics sa second quarter in grade 10, the fundamental concepts of electricity and magnetism begin with chemistry and specifically with the basic unit of matter, as you can see, called the atom. So inside the atom are three subatomic particles. Okay. So we have neutral species, no charge. We have positively charged species and negatively charged species. Neutral species are called neutrons. Positively charged species are called protons, while negatively charged species are called electrons. So what you see on the left part of the slide is the atomic model of the element called lithium. So based on the distribution and number of subatomic particles contained in lithium, lithium contains three positively charged species or three protons. We have three negatively charged species or three electrons. And we have four neutral species or four neutrons. So once again, three protons, three electrons, and four neutrons. Okay? Yeah. So why is it that we had to revisit a lesson that was discussed way back in chemistry grade 8? That's because, no? So when I demonstrated uh, the relationship between subatomic particles and electric field, no? You don't see any subatomic particles, so you don't see any electric field. So if there are no subatomic particles, there is no presence of electric field. However, once I place subatomic particles, regardless whether it's a proton or an electron, no, that's the time wherein the electric field came into the picture. So how do subatomic particles relate to electric field? That is basically the core of electricity, wherein it refers to the flow of subatomic particles, whether they are stationary or moving. Right? So let's talk about the protons and electrons are positively or negatively charged species by comparing the orientation of the electric field lines represented by arrows in each charge. Okay? Let's start with the positive charge first. Okay? The positive charge, or the positively charged species, the electric field lines point away from the positive charge. On the other hand, the electric field lines point toward the negatively charged species. Now, what happens when we place charges next to each other? So will they attract or repel? Let's start with two positive charges. Okay. If you have two positive charges, which I will draw at the bottom middle of the slide, we have two positive charges. Remember, their electric field lines point away from the charge. So, because their electric field lines point away from the charge, when you place these two charges together, their tendency is to repel. or they will undergo repulsion. Right? On the other hand, okay, how about when we place two negative charges together? If we place two negative charges, even though their electric field lines point toward them, represented by the arrows that I draw, no, their tendency will still is to repel. Because judging by the appearance of the arrows that I drew, no, one charge will go to the left side and the other charge will go to the right side. They will tend to separate or deviate against each other. That's why they will repel. Okay. So you might notice, no, that if you place both charges next to each other, their tendency is to repel. How about when you place unlike charges together? Will they still repel? Or now is the time that they will attract? So I don't have to draw anymore because this picture already manifests an attraction between the positive and the negative charge because the electric field lines flow from the positive to the negative charge. So for unlike charges, attraction is possible. Okay? So to complete the two basic principles of electricity, like charges repel, so positive positive and negative negative, while unlike charges attract positive negative or negative and positive. So hanggang dito lang po yung coverage ng electricity na i-cover ko. Uh, I will not go in depth when it comes to charging, by conduction, or by friction, or whatever. So, dito lang tayo sa relationship ng subatomic particles with like charges and unlike charges. Now, knowing that they move because given their tendency to repel and attract one another, no? So, let's have our example here. The species below contain protons and electrons. Classify which species is positively charged, negatively charged, and neutral. So in letter A, you have three protons and two electrons. More protons are present compared to electrons, so therefore A is positively charged. For letter B, there are three protons and three electrons each. So there is an equal number of protons and electrons, therefore B is considered neutral. And lastly, in letter C, there are four electrons and only one proton. So electrons dominate over protons. Therefore, letter C is negatively charged. Now, now that we know the individual charges, dominating charge of each species is positive, B is neutral, and C is negative. What happens when you put A and A together? A and A species are both positive, they will repel. How about B and B wherein both of them are neutral? Since both of them are neutral, neither of them will attract or nor repel. So therefore, there will be no movement. And in letter C, in number three, when you put C and C together, both negative charges, they will also undergo repulsion. Okay? How about in number four, A and B? You have a positive charge and a positive species and a neutral species. Since one of them is neutral, it will not attract nor repel the other species, so no movement will occur. In number five, A and C, no? One positive and one negative, they will undergo attraction. And lastly, number six, one neutral species and the other negatively charged species, no? Neutral does not attract nor repel, so no movement will occur between B and C. So just remember, in electricity, like charges repel, unlike charges attract. Right. Let's proceed to magnetism, wherein it refers to the motion of electric charges. So below is a bar magnet surrounded by magnetic field lines, which once again are represented by arrows. Compare the orientation of the magnetic field lines in each pole. So remember, when we discussed magnetic reversals way back first quarter around 3 to 4 weeks ago, no, all magnets are composed of two poles. N means the North Pole and S means the South Pole. So, according to this diagram, the magnetic field lines point away from the North Pole, while the magnetic field lines point toward the South Pole. So just like in positive and negative charges, no, uh, this is how the electric and magnetic field lines naturally occur. No, you cannot change. Basically, both positive charge and north poles have electric and magnetic field lines pointing away from them. While for the negative charge and south pole, you will have electric field lines and magnetic field lines pointing towards them respectively. Okay, so knowing what we know now, so will two north poles attract or repel? Okay. If you have two North Poles next to each other, no? And as you may recall, both North Poles have magnetic fields pointing away from them. So, given this scenario, their tendency is these magnets will repel or undergo repulsion. Okay, next po. Second question. Will two south poles attract or repel? Okay. For south poles, ito, sorry, both south poles have magnetic fields pointing towards them. So one here and the other one here. So given that uh one field is oriented towards the left and the other field is oriented towards the right, the direction of the arrows indicate repulsion. So no matter what you do, you cannot force these two magnets facing their south poles to be attracted to one another. Lastly, okay, will unlike poles attract or repel. So I don't need to draw another the simplified version of this diagram anymore. The diagram already speaks for itself. So the magnetic field lines of the North Pole uh, are oriented or point towards the South Pole. Or they flow from the North Pole to the South Pole. So therefore, attraction will occur. Okay? So to summarize, the two basic principles of magnetism, like poles repel north-north and south-south, while unlike poles, attract north, south, and south-north. So, I admit na limited yung content when it comes to magnetism. Nag-focus lang ako sa interaction ng North Pole and South Pole rather than focusing on what makes a magnet, uh, how do you attract a metal to a magnet, or how do you demagnetize a magnet. So ang focus lang natin is yung basic magnetism principles. Okay? So to review, what happens when you put both north poles of different magnets next to each other? Since they are like poles, they will repel. For number two, what happens when you put both south poles of different bar magnets next to each other? Just like in number one, this is a case of like poles repel. While in number three, when you put unlike poles of different bar magnets next to each other, they will attract. All right? So we end this topic with electricity and magnetism being treated as separate disciplines or branches of physics. In the next lesson, we will find out if they are connected at all or not. Till then, I'm Sir Jude. See you in the next video lecture. Goodbye.